Hey guys, Motorcar Nut here, and today we're going to be fixing an F-150 radio. F-150, it could be any kind of Ford product, Mustang, 2000, it all depends, 2010 up. If you have a radio that the clock is blinking, but the radio don't work, or you're driving down the road and you heard a bump, you heard something and all of a sudden the music cuts off and the radio's blinking, it's probably the radio itself has loose joints on the board. I had two videos, one video explaining, what that was, and I said I'm going to make a video on how to fix it, and this is how we're going to do it. And if you want to learn how to take the radio out, watch one of my videos. I'll put the link below. It's how to take the blend door actuator out, because you have to take the radio out in order to get that actuator out, and you'll know how to take the radio out. Okay, now that we have the radio out, this is the unit that's going to be there. Once you take the panel down, this is the unit. So what you're going to want to do with this is you're going to want to take off all the brackets. There's going to be brackets here and brackets here. All right. I did it all so you don't have to watch me unscrew things. Okay, you take the brackets off. Now you're going to have a whole bunch of screws around. And the unit itself is on the bottom. Okay, so you're going to have to, let me flip it over. Okay, I flipped it over and took most of the screws out. You're going to have to take this one out. So however you can get it out, you got to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you look around anywhere it is. Just to get this, you may have to take the side panel off. It's the same thing. It's all these little screws. It's Phillips head screwdriver. And you take them out. I'm going to do that now, and then we'll continue. And like I said, once you take it off, you don't have to take everything else off, just enough to get to this one. The CD's on the bottom. The problem area is on the top. It's this thing. Okay? And it's going to have a heat sink on the side. You're going to take off the screws to that too, so that heat sink comes off. And then we're going to have this, okay? And the same thing with this, 1, 2, 3, 4 Phillips head, we'll take those off. Okay, here's that heatsink I was talking about. This mounts to here like this. So, and this is going to be on the outside, so you got to take these screws off. Better off, you could take the whole thing off. It's a piece of aluminum, all right, because this is the power right here. These are like the little lamps right there. All right, so you take that off. You take this off, and now we have this. Now, this is an old one. Somebody looked like a repair, but anyhow, there's very, very tiny, not even these solder joints over here. You can still get those with a soldering iron, but when you're dealing with ones, they are so small. You see, like these, it's impossible to do it with a typical soldering iron. You're gonna mess it up, or unless you're, a technician and you have the tools to do it, but most people are not. What we're gonna do with this is we're going to reflow the joints, because what happens is the solder doesn't have lead in it anymore, and they don't use that anymore, so it gets brittle, and from the vibration and age, they crack. And like this one, like I said, they're even smaller, and some of them are so small. The one that causes the problem is in the middle, but somebody put glue here. I don't know what they probably tried to do. There's a little chip. See this? It's like 5 times smaller than this one, and it's impossible to solder it. So what we're going to do is redo a reflow of the solder the easy way. It may work temporarily. A lot of people, that I helped out, it lasts for years. We're going to put this in the oven, okay? So what you're going to want to do is get a board. Hold on. All right, I don't have a piece of board with me, but you can use, let's say, a little 2x4. You cut it just enough that you want the unit to sit on the board. This is for just demonstration, obviously. All right, a little piece that the unit can just sit on the board like this. All right, so you got the idea. You cut a little piece, and then what you're gonna do, you're gonna preheat an oven to 175 degrees, okay? Now, after 175 degrees, you're gonna put this in the board, you put it on the board, put it in the oven, and put it for about 10 minutes at 175 degrees. Then crank it up to about 375 degrees for another, I would say another 6 minutes. Don't go higher than that. Don't worry, it won't melt this. It won't melt nothing. What it's gonna do is it's gonna resolder the weak joint, and hopefully make a little reflow of the soldering, and take care of the problem. Now, once it's at, I would say, like I said, 175 for about 10 minutes, and then 385 for about 6 minutes. You shut the oven off. You take it out, and do not like when you take it out, don't wiggle it around, because these can pop off. You take it out very carefully on the piece of wood and let it cool for, I would say, a good hour until it's cold, and then reassemble it and try it. And I bet it's going to work. All right, I'm not bad. I've done 10 of them, and 9 of them worked. One of them was just beyond repair, but the other 9 worked, and I never had any callbacks. People thanking me, my customers, and they were happy, because it may sound a little tedious, but if you have like the sink in there and the satellite radio, and it's okay, you're doing okay with it, right? If you don't do this and you get a new radio, it's going to cost you $1,000. Or if you get a cheap radio, you're going to lose all your features that you had. But if you want to have all your features back, you're going to have to get a better radio, and it's going to cost you about $1,000 to $1,200. So this method, it'll cost you a little bit of time and nothing. All right, it's worth a shot. But it has to be like this. You can't put the whole unit in there like this. It has a CD player in there. And like I said, don't worry about these plastics and everything. It'll withstand it for that temperature. You have to pull it out after that. Okay? Again, with the temperature is critical. 175, 10 minutes. 385, 6 minutes. Take it out very gingerly. Put it on a surface. Let it cool down for an hour. Install everything. And leave it in the comments. Let me know if you're cranking again. All right, guys, Motor Car Nut, please subscribe, hit the like button. Any questions, leave them below pertaining to the video. I answer all my questions. If you learned something, you save some money, I would appreciate a super thanks or a donation to the channel. All right, guys.